Each morning, as cells are unlocked, inmates are greeted politely. Here, courtesy and respect are deemed paramount. Waiting for them, a breakfast table where inmates help themselves to a selection of brewed coffee, meat, yoghurt and pastries. It's shortly after 7, and soon many of them will venture beyond the prison walls.
And I see that some doors are locked and some doors aren't. So what's normally the rule?
Normally all doors have to be locked. Okay. I learned that in Denmark. Every door you go to, lock the door after you. But this prison is like an open prison.
Greenland's remarkable open prison is a place where the rule book has been turned on its head and nothing is as it seems. Superintendent Carsten Brogard.
So inmates have the own key to their cell?
Yes.
That would seem rather unusual.
Yes, but they have their privacy.
Prisoners' privacy is just one of the elements that make Greenland's penal system so radically different, pushing way past the traditional jailhouse boundaries.
In here we have our rifles,
right?
And it's not rifles for the guards.
Right.
It's for the inmates.
Seriously?
Yes, of course I'm serious.
Well, of course you are.
Yes. Inmates they go hunting together with guards.
Right.
Earlier we had a boat and we was on the water and shooting birds and seals.
In most societies, giving prisoners access to weapons would be considered unthinkable. But here the policy has existed for decades without a hitch, all based on trust.
We are a Danish institution under the Danish government justice department, and then we have to with a Danish flag. That's why we have no continental flag.
Despite Greenland having home rule since 1979, the Danish government has retained control of the prison system, which it operates under completely different guidelines to those in Denmark. Here, guards act more like mentors than enforcers.
You see here, quiet and easy, they are playing chess, the guards and the inmates together. That can't happen in Denmark, because the relationship between the guards and inmates is
strange.
Strange, yes.
Yeah.
With almost 60 male and female inmates serving time here for crimes ranging from theft to multiple murder, there are rules. But even the ultimate breach, escape, is barely punished.
Inmate is escaping, I would say, 1-2 days he's back. And maybe the police arrest him or he come by himself and knocking at the door and say, "Hello, I'm back." Maybe just for fun, and maybe for see some of his friends. They come back and say hello, and we say hello to them and give them 7 days in isolation. They know the rules. That's a prison building as well. The top of the building is living inmates, and down on I live. That's my apartment.
Oh, that's where you live?
Yes.
Despite Carsten Brodgaard's lenient approach, clearly not everyone is happy.
So how did this happen?
Yesterday.
Did somebody do it on purpose, or?
I think so. My theory is that an inmate has called some of his friends outside, and they are coming here with an iron bar and press the windows.
Oh. For what reason?
As I told earlier, the system. I'm representing the system.
But for most inmates, the system is working just fine. During the day, they have permission to leave the prison for work or study. 23-year-old Zakarat Zeeb is especially grateful he's been granted the privilege of leaving the prison during the day. This is the second time he's been sent to jail.
2000 kun tium så tiumella mi sitä kanniko tamani kamera tinga attungo tässä anna timu taas no nangin kanniko ta musik isels musik var emanner taffen mitt toppen du kanniko.
Zakarat has been studying carpentry at college as well as working full-time as a painter.
Yung karo for the nyan in Latokasina, Xinsol, Killarana, put the Ganung Sotlin or Slogan shooting and Swaran in Sanamukata, and we can rock for Mixos Unku. Den har gått byggt med damen killar som ser ut toppen.
New prisoners are usually kept locked up for the first few months of their sentence, but once a week they're allowed out to go hiking in the mountains near Greenland's capital, Nuuk.
They are not always, what do we call it, well behaving. So sometimes you have to be like a parent for them.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the only thing.
Yeah.
So, but normally we have fun and go fishing, climbing the hills and just enjoy it.
Yes,
yeah, that's it.
When we stop for lunch overlooking the fjord, I lend the inmates my camera so they can conduct their own interviews.
What's your name? What's your name?
Arne.
Arne.
Yeah.
Why are you in prison?
I steal.
What do you steal?
Because PlayStation.
Just PlayStation?
Games, yeah.
Game, why game?
I don't know. Sell.
Sell, and after you sell that?
Money.
Money, and
Yeah.
money, after money?
Smoke.
Smoke hashish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Giving prisoners the right to day release relies largely on trust, and to ensure that that isn't misplaced, control checks are performed often and at random.
Hi. Kamu ngakala sir, misisok sila sir.
Okay.
Tama's be allan.
Tamavis.
Ayo, pasi dit.
So
Kasyapan.
2550.
Tama magtatirin siya na kayo.
Regularly strip searched, prisoners are also randomly tested for alcohol and the major drug of choice in Greenland, hashish.
And if it's positive for drugs, they lose the privileges to go working or visit family in a period.
Day-to-day disciplinary matters are usually left to the Deputy Superintendent, Anders Josephson. A random search of a prisoner's cell has uncovered an unauthorised ATM card, along with paraphernalia usually associated with smoking hashish.
So tawan ko is all activity ko son da Christia Benson. Akili tos pamen ngani isidawel pa.
Nalingile akili tsaka ako sa son tuloy-tuloy.
Os.
Tässä. No, mangani magpisyo ina ko tupatamat disfiyani susundan dilatan. May platitisi wala sisi. Una akili tsaka na ayaw silim to siya mangani. Lisan na safin tsaka tikid matisa sus. Daw lomping kabilang naksina.
Some long-time prison workers like Anders Josephson would like a harder, more punitive system. He says Greenland's open prison has outlived its original purpose.
Systemet den begyndte først i 50'erne og i 60'erne på grund af det kriminelle blev begået af fiskere og fangere. Hvis deres mænd siger ind i anstalten og blev dømt for 5 måneder eller 1 år eller mere, så deres familie kan ikke blive overleve. På grund af, at mændene har jo det er om, der tjener penge til familien. Så det systemet tænker på den indsatte og ikke de borgere, altså hvad skal jeg sige, det er dem, der bliver offer. Den er ikke nutidig, vil jeg sige.
At the afternoon shift change, prison officers are called to an urgent meeting to discuss another problem.
afdelingen tässä suut ingammi amma suenam unnu immitsen sienigin ja sitä.
Pill, a Danish prison officer here on a 1-month secondment from Copenhagen, says the close relationship between guards and inmates takes some getting used to.
Normally don't get so close to the inmates. We don't in Denmark. But here you have to. It's a big country in a small society. They are going to meet the prisoners outside the walls. It could be a cousin, it could be, you could be close related to the inmates here. So they are very warm with the inmates.
But for Deputy Superintendent Anders, the intimate system is inappropriate for Greenland's new generation of savvy young criminals.
Systemet passer ikke lige til det, synes jeg i hvert fald, til de unge mennesker. Det skal have anderledes, det skal være en anderledes indsats for dem og vores unge kriminelle mennesker. Hvis de skal gå videre i samfundet igen, så skal strukturen være klar for dem også. Ikke inden for anstalt, men ud i samfundet. Og det højere magt siger, at vi skal resocialisere vores indsatte, men vi kan ikke lave resocialisering, hvis samfundet ikke støtter os.
I have heard many times from victims saying, I just met the man who raped me. I'm in shock, I don't know what to do.
For many years, journalist Heidi Muller reported impartially on Greenland's unique approach to punishment. But when her 2 young daughters were molested by their grandfather, she was forced to confront what would happen after he was sent to prison.
They felt a kind of relief at the beginning. But then the thoughts about meeting him, oops, are we going to see him first on the street? Is he in jail? Or when he comes out of jail? And in the weekends when he's not there, and how are we going to react? That was some of the questions that came. But the day that they met him, and the days they meet him, and still 5 years after, they could call me and say, Mama, I just saw him. I don't know what to do. What shall I do? Mama, he looked at me, I looked at him. but the fear, everything is being ripped up again.
As their grandfather was only locked up at night, Heidi's daughters encountered him frequently on the streets of Nuuk, with a devastating psychological impact.
The societies here are very small, and everybody knows what you have been doing. And if you molest children or if you rape one, everybody knows what you did. And you get some kind of, you freeze them out.
For all the freedoms that the open system offers, each night at 9 p.m, all inmates are abruptly made aware of their situation. As Greenlanders shift away from the traditional way of life that the open prison was designed to accommodate, the survival of this unique social experiment has become uncertain. Construction will soon begin on a new maximum security prison, where locked doors will be the order of the day.